Well, good morning. Here we are. Um, it is 9:40 my time, and I'm waiting to see when the live stream will start. So I'm on IGN's right now, and I'm waiting for the live stream to start. I don't know if it's just gonna continue with Netflix's Shadow and Bone, like this thing. I don't know if it will. Um, if it does, then I guess I'll just watch that to see how it looks. But other than that, I think we're ready. I'm ready. I hope that we might see. I don't know. I don't know. I hope we see something. We see because apparently the director's supposed to speak. The director's supposed to like do Q&A, and then he's gonna show a sneak peek. I guess we could start watching this.
Exploration. It's in our DNA. And there are new worlds to explore.
Alrighty. Team Godzilla. Team Godzilla. I like both of them.
Any of us again.
I like.
think you need us. I think you need my sister.
I like Godzilla and Kong. I like them both a lot. But I think I'm like endorsing to like Team Kong. I think I'm endorsing Team Kong. Pretty sure. Because I mean, I like them both, but I feel like Kong is just gonna be really, really good in this movie itself, and I'm really excited to see how it goes and see what it does. Probably like in 5 minutes as well. Team Godzilla. They're both really good. They're both really, really good. We're just waiting. I wonder what because the quote unquote sneak peek. I wonder what they're gonna show with that. Like, I wonder if they're gonna show like just a repeat of stuff that we've seen before, or like, I don't know. We'll see. Do you guys like this where it's me on the side and the screen on the right, or do you want it to be full screen? By the way, I muted the IGN thing. Oh, she might be talking about it.
The film is out on March 5th in theaters and on Disney Plus with Premiere Access. Check it out.
Oh. So talking about other stuff. Never mind. Whew. I haven't seen this movie yet, or this trailer for this movie. I don't even know what it's about. Not my face. The screen. Which team are you, Godzilla or Kong? What was this? I could put the comment up there. So I like both of them. I enjoy Godzilla movies, even the old ones and the old Kong movies. But I think I like them both. I don't care if Godzilla wins. I don't care if Kong wins. I'll be happy either way. But I think I'm like endorsing Team Kong because I think I'm excited just to see, because we haven't seen Kong since 2017 in his movie. So I'm excited to see how he looks and what he does, because we just saw Godzilla in King of the Monsters not too long ago. So I'm excited to see what they changed with Kong,
tweaked anymore again?
That's a really good question, because that's something that I put a lot of thought in, and I kind of agonized over, because Legendary, they definitely gave me the opening where if whatever I wanted to do with Godzilla, I had an opportunity to do some changes to him.
Are you kidding me, bro? We don't care if it's presented by
Not only
PS5.
is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans
Oh
of your
my gosh.
favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you
Hey,
need,
Andy.
no matter where you are.
Adam Wingard just right there.
Whether you're on IGN.com, the IGN app, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat, we've always got you covered. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
Everybody loves watching a speed run
Okay,
of their
hold on.
favorite game. But what if you got the opportunity to peek into the minds of the developers while they watch their games getting completely wrecked? That's exactly what happens in every episode of Game Devs React
found
to
one.
speedruns. You can do that. Oh my god! We invite you to write.
Okay, so if I reload my page, I should have a notification.
Exploration. It's in our DNA. There
Okay,
are
it is
new
live,
worlds
okay.
To explore.
I don't know why they had like the little ad right there, but apparently they did. PlayStation. I guess it's like an ad beforehand. Team Goji, Team Lizard. Whew. Can you guys hear the stream, by the way? Like, hear the IGN stream?
Still using those tiny phones and tablets to watch IGN? Give your eyeballs a rest because IGN has moved to your living room. Get first looks and in-depth reviews of the most talked about titles.
Thank you so much for chatting with me.
Pleasure to be here.
And take a front row seat to the biggest events of the year. Tune in on your Samsung TV Plus, Pluto, and Flex. And take a load on.
I'm gonna see if you guys can hear it. 1 second.
Tune in on your Samsung TV Plus, Pluto.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was checking my stream to see if it was working.
And we're back with more IGN FanFest. Any comic fan can tell you that Invincible did for superheroes what The Walking Dead did for zombies. And later this month, it's getting an all-new animated series on Amazon Prime Video.
All new animated series, Amazon Prime Video. Sorry, I like to do that voice.
We've also got an exclusive extended clip from the first episode, and then we're chatting with Invincible's creator Robert Kirkman and some of the show's
Star-studded cast.
But right now, oh no, we're paying a visit to a world clearly lacking superheroes. Otherwise, they would have stopped a giant gorilla and lizard
Here we go.
beating the crap out of each other and making a huge mess. Here's Godzilla vs. Kong.
Making a huge mess.
I shouldn't have emphasized.
You can hear the IGN stream, like the IGN stream and all this stupid like stuff. All right, good. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? I'm David Hatfield, known Godzilla enthusiast, and I'm super excited for this panel. We've got something really special for you today. Of course, everyone's excited for Godzilla versus Kong. We have an exclusive clip for Godzilla versus Kong coming up in just a little bit.
Ooh.
But first, we also have the director of the film here on this video
Adam
show
Wingard.
to answer your questions. Adam Wingard, thank you so much for joining us here at IGN FanFest.
Hey, hi. Great to be here.
So we've got, like I said, we've got a bunch of fan questions we're going to get to. However, I doubt there are too many people out there that are bigger Godzilla fans than myself. I'm surrounded here on my desk. Oh, my friends, all these little good boys over here. I've got a couple.
Big door back there.
Yeah, got a couple stickers. I have yet to find a suitable home for. Got my copy of Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee on Nintendo GameCube.
Oh my
Even my
Lord.
18-month-old son has a bunch of this stuff with these little
Look at
plushies
little
he
Ghidorah.
loves. He
Little
already can say
Godzilla.
Godzilla. Yeah, even have little Mecha Godzilla back.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Now that I've proved my cred, I'm going to take the first fan question here, and I'd like to know, Adam. This is the third of the recent Godzilla films in this Godzilla cinematic universe. Should we be thinking this is like the final installment in a trilogy?
Well, I mean, I guess just like any sequel, that's up to, if people are super into this one, which, I'm biased, but I think they're definitely going to be into it. So who knows what the future holds, but, if the fan enthusiasm's there, then absolutely. Why would we ever end this thing if people want more?
I think people are going to want more.
New Toho.
Godzilla's been around for a long, long time at this point. What are you incorporating from the first two films, Godzilla 2014 and King of the Monsters? I know we've got Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler returning. Any other returning characters?
Well, I mean, Monarch itself, the organization, which is sort of what the MonsterVerse is kind of pinned around, the organization, the ones that are researching the monsters and all that. They're sort of like the through line to the whole series. There are other characters that show up, but if I told you about them, then it might spoil some things. So
okay.
This is a movie that has a lot of surprises in it, and there's a lot of things that I can't say. It's really funny. I've just been doing some interviews. I've just started sort of like my press tour recently, and this is the first time I've ever really been on something where I just have to constantly say, look, can't say anything more about that, and you don't want me to. This is not the way you want to find out about this stuff. Is you want to watch the movie and be surprised and excited. But this is a sequel to those films, and it's a sequel to Kong Skull Island as well.
So Godzilla's look, his design has changed a lot over the years. It changes a lot from movie to movie. There's hardly been two movies in a row where he looks the same. And I think there was even some
Shin
slight
Godzilla
designs
was
between
amazing.
Godzilla 2014 and King of the Monsters. So that's just to ask, has his design been tweaked anymore again?
That's a really good question, because that's something that I put a lot of thought in, and I kind of agonized over, because Legendary, they definitely gave me the opening where whatever I wanted to do with Godzilla, I had an opportunity to do some changes to him. And that's very tempting, but at the end of the day, I felt like Mike Doherty changed the fins to the classic maple leaf look, and that's probably something I would have done. But ultimately, what was really important to me is that I wanted this film to feel like this was the legitimate Godzilla versus Kong. When I think back to the original movie, King Kong versus Godzilla, I remember like having conversations with my friends talking about that film when I was a kid, and we were still debating who would win in a fight, Godzilla or King Kong. And that film, for one, doesn't really pick a winner. It's very much a draw. It's very unclear and muddy who wins. But I think even more than that, an issue I have with that movie, and it's a similar issue I have with Batman versus Superman, another versus movie, is that, like, just to talk about Godzilla versus King Kong is, at that point, King Kong was very much a stop motion character. That's how we knew him. That's what he looked like. And then, obviously later on in the 70s, you have the Rick Baker version, and that's sort of like what we identified King Kong as, but it's still relatively similar to the original. The Toho version of King Kong in King Kong versus Godzilla, he's so different than any other version we've seen. It's the first time we've seen a guy in a suit, and just his look, he just looks way different than any version. So it doesn't quite feel like this is the definitive King Kong versus Godzilla, even if the movie had, kind of picked a winner. And so going into this, I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about Batman versus Superman, and it's a similar thing where, you have Christian Bale as the definitive Batman in the Christopher Nolan trilogy, and that's who we knew him as. When Batman versus Superman comes around, that's the first time we see the recasted Batman as Ben Affleck. And it's kind of in a different universe. It's in the Zack Snyder universe, which is very different than the Nolan thing. Mm-hmm. And this is just my opinion, but my problem with that movie is just on a fundamental aesthetic level almost, that like it felt like a different Batman, so it didn't feel like the true legitimate Batman versus Superman movie. And so even though I had the opportunity to change Godzilla, in retrospect, like, do I wish that I made his head a little bit bigger? I sometimes wish that his head was bigger. But he's so cool, and he's so he's had a couple movies already building up to this point. And I just wanted this to feel like the real matchup. I wanted you to walk away from this. I wanted there to be no more arguments on the playground. This is the decider. You don't have to debate it anymore. You watch this film. That's Godzilla. That's King Kong. They're beating the shit out of each other, and one wins. And that's it.
Man, you get me so excited. I always liked when Godzilla got really cartoonish in the 70s with big eyes, because at that time I think their audience was entirely children. Always liked that look, but I really like this look. I like Legendary's taking Godzilla as well. Any chance this guy or these guys get any screen time again?
Well, it would be weird if Ghidorah didn't somehow get mentioned in this movie, especially not just because Ghidorah kind of changed the world, but where the last film leaves off. I mean, everybody's seen the post-cred scene, so there's obviously something in there. But again, I'm not going to say what that is, and we'll see.
They're the last one standing.
Let's bring up our first fan question here, and this is actually from we got a video submission from IGN user The Elderly for Ready to Go. Alexio, roll that beautiful fan footage.
Hello, IGN Fan Festival. I have a question for Adam Wingard. With Godzilla on the warpath across the globe in this new film, will we be seeing things from his perspective much in the same vein as we'll be seeing Kong's perspective through the Hollow Earth? Frankly, the first trailer was amazing, and hats off to you, the cast, and the crew for all the hard work that clearly went into this film. Long live the king.
Long live the king, indeed. Yeah, I think the first trailer we saw sort of like opened up from Kong's perspective and presented Godzilla as the bad guy. So I do like that question. How much are we going to be following along from Godzilla's perspective?
The MonsterVerse films have gone through so many different styles with the different filmmakers, and each time one of these movies is made, I think that the audiences are more comfortable with it, the studio's more comfortable with it, in terms of allowing the monsters to just be characters. And honestly, I think the audience would have always been fine with it, but it's one of those things. It's a scary leap of faith, I think. And I happen to have come in here in the fourth film in the series, and I have the luxury of, standing on the shoulders of all these great directors who have set up these great worlds and so forth. And, and ultimately right now it's just time. It's like everybody's ready to see, these monsters treated just totally as characters. It's like, there's like a whole cliche about like, people talk about these movies in terms of like the human story and the monster story. And for me, it was always trying to make sure that we're talking about one thing, but we're also not taking away from one or the other. I mean, you have to look at these movies in the same way that you would have looked at them whenever you were a kid watching them. And ultimately, as a kid, you just want to get to the really cool monster stuff. You want the monsters to be on screen. They're on the poster, they're in the trailer. Why do you have to wait around for all this stuff? And we got the tools and we got the talent to do it. And so that's kind of what we do. I mean, I'm not going to say like in terms of like how much we lean towards Godzilla and Kong from their perspective, but there's definitely large sections of the movie where we allow the monsters to guide us through lots of the film and see it from their perspective. And I think that going forward, if there's a continuation to these films, I think you're going to see even more of that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we at some point end up, if these things keep being successful, which I hope they are, that we will see films that are basically 30% humans and the rest monsters. But, that's just me. It's easy for me to say these things, but I think it's a real thing because that's what's going to bring people to see them. That's what we're there for. That's what we're delivering in this movie as well.
Give us the prehistoric Godzilla film that's just all monsters, no humans.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that? I mean, who wouldn't want to see more monsters do? I mean, you can have the monsters do literally nothing, and it's going to be incredible. Like they can just, I mean, you'll see. We have a couple sequences where we can play with that in the film, just casual monster things. And, that's really enjoyable to watch.
This is a question from Eris Gashi on YouTube. Yeah, so will Godzilla have new powers? In Godzilla 2014, he had his fire breath, and then King of the Monsters, they introduced going nuclear, having that sort of like energy pulse at the end of the movie. So any new powers this time out?
Again, I don't want to spoil the movie, but I will say that you're going to see Godzilla do things that you've never seen him do before. You're going to see him act different ways. And so there's going to be a lot of really fun surprises. And Godzilla is the heel in this movie. I mean, you see it in the trailer. He's causing a lot of problems. And the fun thing about when Godzilla's causing problems is that means he's blowing a lot of shit up and he's causing a lot of destruction and mayhem. And so, for me, I get to have fun with that. That's one of the best parts of making this film is, I get the naughty Godzilla and
Godzilla.
he causes a lot of havoc.
So you're known for a lot of horror movies. Your next 2016 Blair Witch VHS. Are you bringing any of those horror sensibilities to Godzilla vs. Kong?
I think that no matter even if I tried not to, I would still do it. I mean, funny enough, this is the first PG-13 movie I've ever made. You know, it's definitely got some gory moments in it. Actually, like they're still very fun. I was always very conscious of I don't want this to be disturbing, but I do want it to be gooey and gross and kind of crazy in places. And so there's a lot of things that play like that. Like one of my very first movies, Pop Skull, you know, it was a $3,000 film, and it's about a kid. He's robo-tripping, which is when you drink too much cough medicine, and he's seeing ghosts in his house and stuff. And there's a sequence in that movie where the kid's tripping out on cough medicine, and there's all these crazy, hallucinations in it. There's actually a sequence in this movie that's inspired by that. So this might be the first $200 million movie that has a sequence that's inspired by drinking too much Robitussin.
Gotta get Guinness World Records on the phone. This is a question from Spectre Boy on YouTube. How much time does it take to do a 1-minute sequence, Godzilla and Kong fighting?
There's literally no way to answer that because everything's done so segmented. I mean, you're doing it in different shots. I mean, like the way that the VFX is laid out is, obviously you start with either a previs. Sometimes you can start in the sequence just in the post-viz. But in some form or fashion, you're doing a sort of first pass animation on the action and on the monsters and stuff. The assets have already been built. You're getting your camera angles and your action down, the timing and stuff. And then from there, once that's all agreed upon, then you go into different levels of animation. And each level, it gets more and more detailed. And certain shots are just more complicated than others. I mean, the more complex ones, even though they're done in the same sequence, some of them, we'd get a shot just at the very end of production, but you have other parts of it almost done right at the beginning. So, it's just like every other thing in film. It's like this big mystery when you're looking at it from the outside. It just looks like this big stew. You look at a production schedule and you're like, so you're shooting the 76th page of the script, on the first day. And then, the last day of production, you're shooting the first page of the script. It's like, it doesn't make any sense, from an outside perspective, but there's a logic that always goes in it, and you can't rush anything. It always has to happen in the order that it happens in. So a minute worth of the action, couldn't even begin to tell you.
These are dangerous times. Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
This is a good question from an IGN user, Kaijuologist. He asks, says the revealing of Ren Serizawa is a bit of a surprise. In the novelization of Godzilla King of the Monsters, we know that Dr. Serizawa had a family, but he didn't talk about them very much. Since Ren Serizawa is in the picture now, what will his relationship to Godzilla and Kong be like?
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of those where, like, if I answered the question directly, then it would just give too much away. And so I hate to be the guy, but you're just going to have to wait and see, because anything I tell you now, you wouldn't even understand without the context of the film. And there'd be spoilers involved, and nobody wants that.
Yes, luckily we don't have to wait too long to get the answers to all these questions. We are running a little short on time. I wanted to ask you one thing before we go. We learned just last week that you're going to be directing a sequel to Face Off. Just surprising news, to say the least. Not news I was expecting to hear, but exciting nonetheless. Is there anything you can tell us, and should we expect to see any familiar faces?
I would, like I said on my Instagram, I would never make a remake of Face Off. I would never make a reboot. And I've seen a lot of people, even after I said that this is a direct sequel, they keep calling it a reboot hybrid sequel or remake hybrid sequel. It's none of that. This is Face Off 2, and I can't say what that means exactly, but this is either going to be the definitive follow-up to that movie and everything that entails, or I'm not going to make it because it's got everything's got to line up perfectly. And the script's going really good. Simon and I are almost finished. And Simon and I actually have been working Simon Barrett, my writer, who I worked with on Your Next, and the guest. We've been working a lot over quarantine, and this was our main project, but we also have an original script we just finished, and we have a couple things we've been working on, so it's been really cool. But Face Off 2, that's what it is. It is Face Off 2, and I'll just leave it at that.
Now it should be the moment we've all been waiting for. We have a clip from Godzilla vs. Kong that we're going to share with you right now. Adam, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us here on IGN FanFest, and I just couldn't be more excited to see this movie just a few weeks now.
Thank you. It's been a blast.
Oh my god! Oh. Oh my god. I know he's pulling a bit. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is IGN FanFest 2021, available
racist.
wherever you stream IGN and on Pluto, Plex, or channel IGN1 on your Samsung
Oh my.
Plus. Coming up very soon, we've got brand new gameplay from Deathloop.
Oh.
Then we're talking to some of the developers from Arcane Studios to ask them hard-hitting questions such as, how does the time loop mechanic work? And if there was a breakfast cereal
Let's
called
rewatch
Deathloop.
that.
It's been a blast.
I mean, come. And he pulls the anchor and brings the ship. That could be how Kong gets out. You can see he's trying to get out. Maybe he makes the chains break off when the ship hits the chains.
This is IGN FanFest 2021.
Oh my. I mean, I ain't complaining. Hold up. I'm still just in fathom of when he hits him like this, how he looks underwater. I mean, that just looks amazing. I mean, it looks amazing. He gets whacked. Do I have HD on? This is auto. I put on HD.
It's been a blast.
Oh my.
This is
So
IGN
that's
FanFest.
that bit of footage we got from CCXP a while ago. That's that footage we got from like CCXP a while ago. So seems like the only thing I saw was different is that there's gonna be a couple new characters and how he walked into this knowing what he wanted and knowing what he needed to do. And he keeps saying there's a definitive winner, so we'll find out. I mean, I like that sneak peek. I think. See, I don't know if this part of the film is gonna take place like in the beginning. It's probably gonna take place in the middle to the beginning because I go to Hollow Earth and all that, and probably set up Mecha Godzilla and all that. So this might be in like start, middle, and beginning maybe. And he just smacks the ships in half. his Kong's roar sounds different here. It sounds like a roar of like scared and being scared. Listen. It sounds different. I like that. You can hear the difference of like him being scared or not knowing what's gonna happen. Sounds like Godzilla's was different there too. I could be going crazy. So right before the stream started, they released another TV spot. I can't remember where I saw it. I think I saw on Instagram. Hold on, let me find the TV spot. Because in the new TV spot, we kind of get an idea of what's going on. What did you guys think of that? You guys like that sneak peek? I like that sneak peek. Okay, well, I can't find it on Instagram. I'm just gonna Google it. Has to be on. It's probably already on YouTube. What am I thinking? Counting for the sneak peek. Yeah, I mean that was a pretty good sneak peek. Okay, I see. They're just changing the thumbnail. What's that one channel I always watch those TV spots on? Because that's the channel it's probably on that I saw it on. Here it is, yeah. Kong tries to break the barrier. So
Tom and Jerry are
Tom and
entering
Jerry.
our world this Friday. They're the reason New York.
This kind of gives you an idea of what could happen. All right, where's my share screen? All right, Kong tries to break the barrier. This kind of gives you an idea. Hold on, we need 1080p. We need 1080p.
I made a promise to protect her. He did the same. It's God's.
So, I'll let it play.
We need Kong. The world needs him. In theaters and on HBO Max the exact same day. Rated PG-13.
So there's that one, and it seems like here, because he throws the branch and it breaks a barrier. Now I don't think this is from the barrier. I think this is them right here building like Mechagodzilla or something. Because you see, it's different. It's rainy. It's dark. It could be in Hong Kong in Final Battle.
Godzilla.
Here's Godzilla, probably after the Hong Kong battle. Then that's probably at the aircraft carrier. Now looks interesting. It seems like he's wrapped up. Maybe that's how they bring him, because it seems like they have him wrapped up in like a net. And they're carrying him. He wakes up. Girl pounding her chest. Them rolling, of course. By the way, that's an amazing shot.
Theaters and on HBO Max the exact same day. Rated PG-13.
There's also this TV spot.
Godzilla will come for him.
That's an extension.
We need Kong. The world needs him. Kong may be our only hope to can save our world. Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters and on HBO Max the exact same day.
They're really pushing this HBO Max thing, I'm telling you. So the part where Kong's underwater, that could be a disadvantage for him. I mean, it probably already is because Godzilla is better in the water. Now, see right here, you can see Godzilla right here. I think Kong's trying to get his battle axe out of a building. Yep. There's Mechagodzilla. I don't know where this is. This is probably the same area where you saw Godzilla like smacking those things at the oil rig. That's where we just saw. Millie Bobby Brown has blonde hair here. I don't know if that's a sign for anything or something, but I'm just saying she kind of has like blonde grandma hair.
Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters and on HBO Max the exact same day. Rated PG-13.
You've seen this one before.
Did the monkey just talk?
We need Kong. The world needs him.
Godzilla.
That's also an amazing shot. I think Kong right here, he's still waking up from his daze, probably. I could just like see in his eyes.
Godzilla will comfort him. It would be a death sentence.
I like that right there.
Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters and on HBO Max the exact same day. Rated PG-13.
Apparently they just have all the TV spots.
We need Kong. The world needs him. She's the only one who communicate with.
It's Godzilla.
Got tail whipped right there. A lot of people thinking that's when he dies. I don't think so. Him breaking out of his chains. Him leaping from boat to aircraft carrier.
Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters and streaming exclusively on HBO Max the exact same day. Rated PG.
Exact same day, rated PG-13. Like just. Sala. It's like all serious. They probably already have that thing, don't they? Let's see. All right, hold up. Oh, so that's the high she could go. Dumb quality. All right. All right. Here's a sneak peek again if you missed it. I just know something. I know there's something. I'm gonna go to a better quality video though, so let's go back here. Oh my gosh.
Exploration.
I've gotten this ad like 3 times. Just today.
And there are new worlds to explore.
Because it's sponsored by PlayStation. Not the. Come on. Come on.
About time, but you're not on the timer.
Your eyeballs a rest because I.
And we're real.
This movie.
Yeah, definitely way better here. So I know there's something. Listen to the music at this part. To me, that sounds like, and like it's like a little bit like the old Godzilla theme, like from 1954 ish, or like later movies. It sounds like that theme, except just like different. Looks good. Pause right there on that picture of Kong. I mean, it looks amazing. I'm excited. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. And if you missed it, you can watch it on my YouTube channel. And hopefully, I might do more. I might do like a review of TV spots, maybe. I'll probably do a review of the movie when it comes out. So we'll wait for that. And yeah, thanks for joining me on this this live stream, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.